water off, the good water off the top, throw away the gunk on the bottom.
Yeah.
Or else I just collect it as it's there, I just put this in and siphon it in.
Right.
And throw it away as I'm there. If you don't have the plate configuration into there, you look into this bucket and you'll find out what happens if you have plain water put near one of these kegs with the charge what's in it. The whole bottom of the minerals and everything else in the water, the water spins to the right. That spins to the left, this spins to the right, drops out your minerals. We'll see them. You see them?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Is that tap water?
Yeah.
Really?
Here's our tap water from here, look.
And that was just sitting next to the cell.
Sitting next to the cell. Yeah. Now it's all mixed up.
Well, did it look that bad when it came out of the tap?
No, it's pure, clean white when it comes out.
Yes.
And it hasn't been put into anything, just into that bucket.
Yes.
And those minerals will also come out of here without going into a bucket. They will come out of here as well, and they'll come out of glass as well.
Yes.
It makes no difference. That'll sit into there. We're starting to get little vortexes twist now. See 'em? That there will start to turn, or if that has charge in it now because of this cell, this is getting a little twist too. What will happen is, within a few minutes, say 10 minutes time, 5-10 minutes time, this cell, this water here will be clean again like it was on the top, and all that gunk is settled to the bottom.
Yes.
That happens with sewage, that happens with minerals in the taps and everything else when the water's charged.
Right.
We get up. The gas still come out the centre, but the gas was nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
Normally, if you bring the gas to a negative, you kill the gas. What I've found in cones is bringing the gas to the centre and through a negative underneath the water. It becomes...
That's no problem.
Yeah, I don't leave it in there because if there's aluminium in there, it'll stuff up the plate.
Yeah. Good. Thank
All
you.
these, all I've got on these is separated. It's just a piece of polythene, you know, the stuff what bleeds water out into the, what's a bit here actually? Bit of this. This is one they use under letting water out.
Yeah.
And all ag pipe stuff, and all I do is just slide down the side so I can feed these on. They sit in between the notches, and then I put this special rubber what doesn't pull a current or anything else. I just jam that in, and that all the way around.
That's off the main road.
Yeah, main road's RTA. There is a difference in some of it, but put that around. That gives them a neat, even spacing all the way out.
Yeah.
It's all what holds it together.
Right.
So
We'll do a quick job on there. Okay.
very peculiar little pump this. Was a normal pump, sealed around there, electric. It was hooked up to one of these cells. It was only run for about a minute and a half, and it totally locked up that pump and the motor, burned it out. We then took it off there, put it onto this piece of pipe frame, and we put on a bigger motor, a big fan, and if you seal these two hoses off and hook it up to your 240 volt, you can do that and the pump will not start to seize up or anything else. It'll just override.
Yes.
And you can do that all day long and won't overheat, won't seize up. If you take this, one of these hoses, intake off the cell, and pump it out, and I just drive it underneath water as a flash arrest or out in the open air, it doesn't matter. Take it out, don't turn the power onto the cell, this will just pull all day long and won't seize up. Turn either put a battery or turn 12 volt power off a generator onto the cell. This pump will go for a minute, she turns, she goes for a minute and then you'll feel it go and lock. And you can get on here with your fingers and you will not turn that. It's seized up. You just turn the power off, wait hard, she restarts itself. It does not burn the motor out when she's locked. She'll just sit down and lock up. Turn the power off. Turn the power back on again. She'll pump for a couple of times and then slow down.
So is the gas neutralising electricity, or
what I feel is it must be transferring through and sending a energy field through the shafts and everything else, and totally going against. This one here is 240. It goes against the 240.
Yep.
It goes against 12 volts,
Yes.
it goes against 24, it goes against 50, it goes against 240.
Right.
And we'll do the same thing all along.
Okay.
So whatever, when you turn the power onto the cell, whatever energy comes out through that gas and drawn into here will totally lock
Yeah.
up.
So which tends to indicate that we may have positrons involved, which neutralises the electrons.
Yeah.
And to stop, as you can see, a few minutes ago from the time counter, the separation of the water between the two.
She's all back on the bottom again.
About 10, 15 minutes ago.
Wasn't even on.
This is some photographs that we took prior to this video being filmed. I'll go into each one of them and explain so that you can see a little closer as the cell was constructed. This first photograph here is showing Joe holding the cell. You're able to see the input end. This is the end where the water actually comes into the cell. And you can just see the configuration in the end there of how that's constructed. If we come down a little further here, you can see the input end again. This time it has a magnet in position. If we go over to this one here, you can actually see the output end where it's actually a different configuration. And once again down here you have the output end with a magnet in position. Now coming over to this side here, we have a situation where the irrigation pipe itself, the joiner where we broke into the line, it's just an ordinary poly pipe effect. It has a galvanised joiner in the middle there. We've taken that joiner out and we've actually placed the cell in there. That's what you can see on the video. Below here you can actually see the cell prior to actually putting it into position. And what we're doing in this situation here is identifying the end that we wish to make the input end. And this is predetermined by the position it lies on the ground, the Earth's magnetic field, and the magnetic field that we're putting into this pipe. The last situation here is we've actually identified the rear of it where the water is going to come back out of there. So that just gives you a bit of an explanation as a tail to this tape to show you how we actually constructed and identified this cell was going to go into place.
Might as well. And say, good morning.
It's going.
No.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
thanks.
this is what Al and I, like we were just discussing, have put together. And then we went and put it into line. So we're just giving you the shots and probably get our most shot in it as well. Compass, you can't see it, so we can't come close on this one or anything else. Maybe you pick it up on the videotape. But it does give flow of water in and out, so you can see which way to hook up the cell. Very good construction, I thought.
Oh, it's working extremely well. This part of the game.
Yeah.
We will go out and test it again, see whether we get any variation in results, and then we've got to present some of these results to the university to see what we can get at water both before and after the cell.
It's automatic zoom. This is a river now. What's the date?
1st of January 98.
1st of January 98, and it is absolutely putrid mud. We'll get down closer soon, but we're just taking it off from the, from the pipeline goes up there, comes around there, cell in line there. We come through here, where our pipe is. We go around to the house, the back taps, out to our bathtub where we were before, and then down to the chook pen down there. So we'll go over and start doing some analysing from the start of it now, before and after, and then we just back around to the river. That's the cell. This is the pump again inside the bales, straight out through that wall. There's a cell in line, and across here comes the pipeline on the outside of the wall to this tap which we've analysed before. And what we'll do now is just take another one now while that river is absolutely putrid mud and see what we've got. Isn't it?
This red button's going now.
Yep. This stuff here, stuff coming out of the tap, I took this a minute ago, but it's the same stuff. This is the tap before the cell. This is what's coming out of the river, and this is pretty reddy brown. A lot of gunk in it. And what we'll do is get it out, and we'll go and do some more analysing along line, but that's just showing you what's coming out of this tap before the cell at the present moment with the river absolutely putrid, filthy. We'll work our way along to see.
Well, seems like it's pretty clear, you know, here. So that's where we're drawing. I'll go over to the foot valve now and show you, and we'll follow the line back up and then trace our other taps and see what's happening on the other side of the cell. See, this side here is filthy. There's our foot valve. You see it? Going down into the river, and how dirty the river is. The river. And down the river. And then the foot valve comes here. And I stepped on it. Then we head straight up on those trees, which is getting a bit overgrown now. And under that tree there is the bales, and zooming in, the bales, pipeline goes around into there, through this cell, and back out the other end, and across there, and then straight along into the house, down the chook pen. That's where we're going now. First tap in line from the cell, comes down there, across there, out to the paddock, straight across there as we went, across to the bales. And we had a broken up fish in there before. The last hub and then down the chook pen, so if you want to shut it for a sec. You're on the other takes as well. This one here, same water's coming through. She's dropping all that, whatever's in there, out the bottom. It's not a real lot, because a lot of rusting on the bottom of this bar tub, but she's dropped all that out. And the water is clean on the top, cleaning itself. It's also pulling the colour out of the, can you see this here? Got it? It's pulling this green colour and all that out of your piece of garden hose pipe, which is on the bottom, just to feed the water into the bathtub instead of splashing it all over the bottom. Interesting? You on? Yep.
That's reasonable. Back at that one. Walk down here to the chook pen one. Stop it, see, turned off, I'll get wet again. This is the furthest tap in line down the chook pen. Pretty clear. Not as clear as what it was. There's a little frosting in there, but a bit better than the other. Absolutely no fish smell. Tastes better than town water. I'll leave it go for a sec. I'll give you a sniff to make sure you know that she hasn't got the fish smell. Well, every time they take a little sip, it's got drippers on it.
fishy flips. Okay? And that's what we got.
Okay.
The bucket here is being emptied and cleaned out every day. And the bucket is dropping out shit, and it's pretty clear from this tap, which is before the pump, and the cell, as we understand, is out there. This here is straight from the river. This is the colour of the river in the pipe before. This is our colour before our cell. This is the colour of the river water, what they've been normally washing, bathing, you know, sort of doing the washing up, bathing, showering.
This is the river as it stands now. It's dirty brown, sort of ruddy brown to yellow colour. We've had rain here over the last couple of weeks, and it doesn't matter where you want to take water out of this river at the moment, it's got a lot of sediment in it and a lot of dirt.
I'll say something about this tap. Yep.
Yep.
This tap here was the one they cut into line before and stuffed up bad. It had the fishy smells, had the dirty colour and everything else from before. That's what stuffed the original first cell. Put into line, this is the very, very first tap in line from the well, and the one just behind it is the one we just took water out of, which is filthy dirty, same colour as the river. We'll turn it on, and what we get, one black dot. I'd say it looks like a bit of, weed maybe. But this is crystal clear. There's no smell at all.
Okay.
First on, clear. It's got a very cool, chilly taste to it, and no taste. Absolutely smooth and smooth on the throat. It's not dry, and this one here used to be acid water before. Very smooth, very cool, very tasty, and no dryness at all in the mouth. And that's the very first tap, and this one was stuffed before, so perfected this tap. Second tap in line. Crystal clear.
Beautifully clear.
Go back to where it was, Al, so we know where she was, what she was. No smell. Same taste. I'll give you the taste I want you to see for yourself. This here water isn't dirty, yeah? Water here isn't dirty. Rust on the bottom of this tub and everything else. I don't know whether they've been emptying this one every day and everything else, but what we'll do is instantly first we'll just take water. We are absolutely 100% crystal clear. Yes?
Yes.
Beauty. Man, is that clear.
Yep, sure is.
Crystal. No smell. Beautiful taste of water.
Okay.
What I want to do on this one, take it is so crystal clear, this water compared to dirty brown before, and this one here continuously had rotten, stinking fish smell. So bad you wouldn't have put it in your mouth, but there is absolutely zero smell. And that cool, chilly, beautiful taste, which doesn't have a taste, but it's smooth on the throat, really smooth. It's like what the chook pen used to be continuously. This is what, well, this is crystal. There is nothing, zero in that water. Not a frost, not anything at all in this water, and it is absolutely crystal clean. They are washing white clothes in this stuff, drinking it, showering it and everything, and 2 weeks ago they were having the same water out of the tap at what we saw in the bales. They couldn't shower, they couldn't wash, couldn't do anything except use it for toilets. And they go into the shower and they smell fishy and they're filthy. and straight away they see it in one day after. It's this, and now every tap there isn't any variables at all anymore. This is